We are looking to hire people that literally can do everything, that know how to report, write, produce, shoot, edit, that are comfortable with digital technology, that when you say, send it up to the server, they understand what that means. Basically, everybody that's going to be working in this newsroom is going to be able to do everything, including me. I mean, when have you ever heard of a news director who, your boss tells you you're going to be going out and doing stories every once in a while? That's just, that's the newsroom that we're building.
So the skills you're looking for are pretty broad.
They're very broad. I think the days of, just a photographer or just a reporter, that's kind of going away. And it's not just in the broadcast business. Look what Tribune did. They let go all of their photographers and basically told the reporters, you're going to be shooting video too, and taking pictures. And I think everybody does have to be prepared to do everything. I think a smart manager will look at stories and go, okay, this is the kind of story that you really do need two people working on. And so some days somebody may be shooting for somebody else, and some days you may be shooting for yourself. I think news departments are looking for a lot more flexibility now. It's the reality of what's happening in our business that there are people that kind of go out and do it all on their own. And the beauty of that to me is that there's much more opportunity for journalistic entrepreneurship, where people can go out and they don't necessarily have to get a job with a traditional news organization. If they're smart enough and they find a good niche, they can create their own business.
What about digital skills? So obviously shoot, write, and edit, you're expecting that out of everybody. But it seems like there's so much more. There's social media, there's technologically a lot of challenges as well ahead.
There are. I think people also need to be pretty savvy with social media, because it is another outlet for how people get information. I mean, I'm no spring chicken. And the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I don't turn my TV on, I grab my smartphone. And, I look at Twitter and I look at Facebook. And, my journalism friends who are on Facebook and Twitter, have already linked to stuff. So it's my one-stop shopping for news and information. And I think, people have to understand how that works. They have to know, what hashtags are. They have to know what, SEO is. They need all those kinds of skills. I know there's a big debate going on now about whether people need to know how to write code. I'm not quite at that point yet where I think everybody needs to know how to do that. I still go, okay, if I want to develop an app, I'm going to go hire somebody who knows how to do that. I'm not into drinking Red Bull and staying up 3 days straight to, write app programs, but there are people out there who do that. But again, that's just, if you have that skill and you know how to do that, that's just one more tool in your toolbox, especially if you want to strike out on your own and do stuff on your own. What we're looking at doing is, there may be some days where some of our reporters are assigned to just feeding the digital beast and not necessarily feeding the TV beast. There may be a trial going on that we don't necessarily want to cover in a major way in our newscast or stream live or anything. But we may send one of our digital journalists there to live tweet the trial while it's going on, and just do that all day long. I think the days of thinking that the only platform to feed to is the television set is going away as well. The big issue is okay, how do we make money off of that? But I think eventually that will resolve itself as more and more advertisers start realizing there are lots of eyeballs on those other sites and want to pay money to advertise there as well. And there may be a day where there's an entire tilt towards that, and nobody really wants to advertise on TV. That day has not come yet, and probably won't come for a while. But again, there is that expectation at a lot of places that you're not only going to be doing the big story for the 6 o'clock news, but you're going to be sending pictures in for Twitter and maybe shooting little 15-second Vine videos for your social media platforms, and it's just, your workflow's got a lot more in it than it used to have. And there's an argument for, okay, does that denigrate what you're doing? I'm not necessarily sure it does. I think that be covering a trial and, to maybe once every 20 or 25 minutes have to send out 140 character tweets about what's going on, is that really going to affect how you cover the trial? I don't think so. Some people may not agree with me, but I think you can do it all and still do a good job.
Thanks.